So what if your work finds out?
They find out about this?
Yeah.
Like the whole video?
Yeah.
They might not like be huge fans.
Yeah.
We could just blur out the name of the store in every shot that it's in, so that way you couldn't even tell what store it is. It could just be any store in America.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. This may look like your regular supermarket, but it's actually really special to me. My name is Beau, I'm 20 years old, and I've been working here since my sophomore year of high school. Over the years, I've made countless great memories working with my best friends. But with such an amazing job, there is a serious price to pay: the cash register. Now, most people think cashiering is just as glamorous as it's cut out to be in the movies, but in reality, it's nothing like that. It's extremely boring, and no one likes it. I know that sounds a little hard to believe, so I decided to gather some evidence with my production crew, Mason and Blake. We drove to a different location of the same store that I work at, so that we could get a testimonial of just how soulless a job cashiering really is. Of course, I didn't want to reveal my true identity, so I scrolled through my user data generated Explore page to find inspiration for the perfect disguise. I approached a cashier to see if she would agree that cashiering was a job destitute of any happiness. But I couldn't begin with such an invasive question. So, to break the ice, I asked her where she's from.
Yeah, I'm from Ohio.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm from Cleveland.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That was good enough. I had established a rapport. Now, I could move on with my real agenda.
I'm thinking of like working here.
Yeah.
Is there any like jobs I should like maybe avoid, or because I'm just like kind of nervous. It's like my first job ever.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
If you want like something like a little slower, you could always do like stock. You can also work like in the pizza shop or like the sub shop.
So you like cashier?
Yeah, I
Okay.
like it. Your shift goes really fast, which
Interesting.
I like.
She was brainwashed, and sadly, there's nothing we can do about that. I left the store that day with no evidence. All I got was an absurd number of heavy juice gallons that I bought so I could keep her occupied long enough for me to ask her all those questions. To avoid working the cash register again, I had a plan where I would secretly switch out all the cash registers with self-checkout machines. But a quick numbers crunch showed that this could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. With my hourly wage, it would take another 80 years for me to save up all this money, leaving me with far too little time to enjoy the fruits of my labor. As by that time, capitalist oil giants will have depleted the earth of all its natural resources, wreaking havoc on the ecosystem, and many coastal cities, including mine, could already be submerged under 10 feet of water. And anyways, I needed more immediate action. My latest schedule had come out, and I had an 8-hour shift on register. With the multi-million-dollar donation off the table, I'm left with one choice. I'm gonna have to call out. Lying to my managers to get out of a register shift was a tempting strategy, but I feared the consequences of getting caught in a lie. Like, I didn't want to tell my coworkers a story about this amazing ski trip I had, only to have them notice no lift pass hanging on my zipper. Not to mention, my store in Leesburg has an impeccable attention to detail. But I ran some simulations and found out that there might actually be a way for me to call out without having to lie. So, for this to work, something would need to happen to me which would make me incapable of showing up for my shift.
Yeah.
We need to make sure it happens exactly as we plan it. Because otherwise, I would be lying. And I don't want to lie. For minutes, me and Mason went over tens of ideas that could realistically get me out of work.
So how are you going to get in that Canadian football team contact?
I actually do have a contact with the Canadian
Okay.
football team. Yes. I actually did a video for him once, and he never called me back.
Okay, so you don't have a contact.
I don't have a contact. That's right. That is correct. And then when they reattach it, probably won't have any functionality, but at least I'll still have it for the aesthetic. Thinking maybe a little more up here.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's your hand.
I'm trying to think of the last time I used my left
Think
hand.
about
It is relatively permanent. So I think
We
we were beginning to lose hope, and right as we were about to give up, we decided to gloss over some old footage for inspiration, and that's when it hit us. We just need to find someone who's not really afraid of the legal complications.
Yeah.
But problems, really, what problems do we
Injury,
even have
maybe?
with this one? Injury temporary. I will probably have to get some stunt input from a stunt worker, but aside from that, struck by a moving vehicle, there's really not too many issues. The plan was simple. I would need to get hit by a car, have convincing video evidence, then, while being treated medically, I would call out for my shift.
Where are we going to find someone to hit you with a car?
I designed a flyer to attract people that had a combined interest in both filmmaking and vehicles.
So I made sure to have a very appropriate studio name here, Family Movie Studios. Okay. I feel like that's just gonna kind of deter any suspicions surrounding our intentions.
Oh gosh. Oh, it's over here.
Oh,
Yeah,
that looks cool.
nice.
Yeah. When you're putting up a flyer, you want to have it angled a little bit so people pay attention to it. I feel like actually that looks better, if I'm being honest. All right, let's get this printed.
All right.
So, yeah, that works. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, I like that.
It was perfect. And just in case our printouts didn't work, I also sent some digital versions to some van lifer content creators who might fit the bill. And if that didn't work, well, I knew a place that would definitely have drivers that wanted to show off their sweet rides. A car enthusiast Facebook group called Leesburg Cars and Coffee. Even though all cars were welcome, I knew that I had to roll up in style. Surprisingly, no one came over to check out my sweet ride. So I had to go out, try to fit in, and mingle with some of the owners to find someone who would be down with our plan. The first one I talked to was a guy named Jeff. I heard him playing music from his car, which led me to believe he had a fun personality. And if he did, he might want to help me with my plan.
Listen, we think this would be a great car to feature in a short film of ours. Basically what it is, it's a low-speed impact.
Wait a minute, hold it. This car is fine the way it is.
Jeff was not sold on my pitch, which was discouraging, but we had to move on. As we talked to more drivers, something crazy happened.
And so I am.
We went to elementary school together.
Colin? Are you Colin? Oh my God.
Wow.
You own this car? All right, listen, man. Reconnecting with childhood classmate Colin. Right? Yeah, okay. Oh my God, how did I remember that? The project is basically, so it's a stunt. We're gonna use some movie magic to make it look like you're hitting me with the car as kind of like a, you're like, you know, if you have any reservations about that, we can work through that. Do you have Saturday morning availability? Okay, perfect. So this would be Saturday morning.
I couldn't believe it. Colin, who I hadn't talked to in almost a decade, was totally down to hit me with his car. Which looking back probably should have been a concern, but I couldn't let this opportunity go. Now we just needed to find a videographer who was talented enough to capture the scene in a convincing way. This is where I reached out to Seth. I'd seen clips of his work, and it seemed he had the exact skill set we were looking for. I didn't tell him exactly what our project was up front, but he welcomed us into his home studio to hear the pitch.
We're really excited. We saw some of your work on Instagram. I don't know, maybe could you actually show some of that work?
Yeah. Film, edited, and recorded this one by myself. Got the music from Skylabs and just sat here and recorded everything to myself, and then transitioned the Canon to the weight spinning. So it's kind of dark. It'll actually slowly turn on quicker. This is kind of typically where I shoot. I have my gym on the right hand side where I work out. But if I do want to shoot, I have white background and the black background. Have your reflector, softboxes. So I can keep going, so let me know when to stop. I got two Canon EOS Rs. Godox TTL flash, another regular flash. So here I just Canon EOS R. I can grab the camera if you want me to, or
Yeah, do you mind grabbing it?
yeah. Sorry about that, ran upstairs. I like shooting.
Once I was convinced that Seth was the real deal, it was time to fill him in on some details about the job.
I'm gonna be hit by a very slow moving vehicle. So where you come in is I need someone to capture and document the accident in a very realistic way.
Okay.
I think that's something you can maybe do.
Yes, but let's talk. So if I do a camera, it may look too organized.
Yeah, because they'll be like, oh, why was he even filming in the first place?
Right. So maybe if I do edit it on a video, I'll have to make it vertical and then maybe do 29 frames per second, which is the standard for
Or like, what if we just like shot it on a phone?
Okay, we can do that as well too. I'll let you know. Just let me know time, place.
Yes.
Seth was down, and I couldn't be happier. Unfortunately, I did have to leave early that day, but luckily my production team could stick around and answer any questions that Seth had about the project.
He's trying to set himself up to get out of work? You know, how long have we known him?
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's not enough. He wants to get. How'd you guys get pulled into this?
He's paying us, man.
I enjoy creating, you know, and if someone wants me to record them get hit by a car, why not?
Now all we had to do was just wait until the day before my shift. I was feeling pretty good about it, until I got a little nervous and looked up some crash dummy test footage, which gave me some slight concerns about my safety. To get some safety advice, I decided to call my old friend Christian, because he was known around our high school for doing the most crazy stunts.
Hello?
Christian, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man, so, first of all, thanks for helping me out, man. I'm, kind of stressing about this whole thing. When you are falling, intentionally or non-intentionally, how would you manage doing that in the safest way possible?
I don't know. I mean, usually it just comes down to, doing what you instinctually think will work,
Armed with the advice of a professional, I was ready to take on the stunt. And before we knew it, shoot day was already here. I had assembled the dream crew. Of course there was myself, the talent, my production team, Blake and Mason, who have been with me since the very beginning of the whole operation, Colin, the driver, who I've told that this project is a texting and walking PSA, Seth, the cinematographer who would be capturing the incident on his phone should my work request proof. We had Zach, who would be taking photos, Connor, who would be making sure everything runs smoothly, and my two friends, Michaela and Sallie, who I cast for some extra realism. To show my appreciation for their Saturday morning, I took it upon myself to set up a catered beverage table. I directed the scene so that it would look natural. Seth would be filming Michaela in the car, pretending she's his favorite Uber. This seemed like a natural reason for filming that a person might have, so it wouldn't raise any suspicions when I showed my work. We went over several Snapchat filters before settling on the one that seemed the most appropriate for this scenario.
It's okay. It's a little janky as well, too.
This one?
I think that might be a winner.
Then on the count of 3, I would have Colin run a stop sign in the background, which is where the impact would be made.
So I can just kind of
You can kind of roll over like
that?
Yeah, don't put your full weight on it because it'll make the suspension.
One last piece of advice I received from Christian was to warm up before shooting.
Okay, I can do it, Mom.
Luckily for my case, Seth was a former college athlete, so he showed me some offensive line pass blocking drills to get the blood flowing. And then, it was time for action. To say I was nervous would be a huge understatement. But it was either this or the cash register. I knew what I had to do.
My girl, Michaela, Mrs. Uber. Oh, snap.
Oh my god.
Oh, snap, 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 snap. You got hit. Hey, bro, you good, man? Hey, you good? No. Hey, man, you good? You just got hit by a dang car. Hey, man, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. That's the car, yes. That's crazy, man.
All right, good take, guys. Nice job, everybody. Feeling pretty good about that one. That's it. Thanks for coming out. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, you too. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I actually pulled it off. Everyone executed their roles perfectly. And not only that, but it actually seemed like they were genuinely concerned about my condition. And I told them I was fine, but it was good to know that they were just as concerned with my health as they were with their own performance. Also, since I did tell Colin this is a texting and walking PSA, I should mention that it's definitely not something that you want to do. We all went our separate ways, and now that I had a video, I just had one last thing to do.
What up?
Hey, man. Are you guys busy right now?
Well, with the holidays, yeah, we're pretty busy. We could definitely use more help inside.
Okay, yeah. I'm actually scheduled to come in about an hour, but I'm not gonna be able to make it.
Okay.
So yesterday I was hit by a car, unfortunately. I'm actually in a hospital bed right now, and I have needles in my arm. So it's not, it's just not really looking realistic for me to come in today.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Definitely take care of yourself first. We'll figure out and we'll get someone else in, but definitely keep them posted, and I hope you continue being okay, and just let us know your status and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure. I'll keep you posted.
Well, like I said, we'll figure it out. But take care of yourself first, and we'll take care of things. It's not a problem for us, so you take care of yourself first.
All right. Appreciate it, Jacob. Thanks so much, and happy holidays.
All right, thanks, Beau. Have a good one, and keep us posted, and stay safe.
You too. See ya.
All right, later.
Later. Got out. Got out. Can we get these off now, please?
Headache or dizziness?
No.
Maybe
No.
a little bit. You leave this on for at least 4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah, no exercise or heavy lifting for the rest of the day.
And after picking out a shirt and waiting the recommended 10 minutes to rest and rehydrate,
I can't believe it.
I just have 2 words. Freedom. And if an emergency like this ever happens again, I know who to call.
Ooh.